Hi everybody and welcome to Summer in Australia. This is Tarot Down Under, coming to you live and direct. So, as you go into winter, we are in the teeth of what's going to be probably an extremely hot summer. And thank you for all your inquiries about the bushfires. They're still raging. I'm not at risk because I'm in a city, but they are truly, truly terrible. And we had one of our right-wing religious nutcase footballers who fancies himself as a conduit to the Almighty, who said that the bushfires are because of same-sex marriage. So please don't feel you're the only ones who have to deal with these, climate change denying flat earthers. We've got our share. Right. Now, just a trigger warning. If you're a new viewer who just happened to cruise by this channel, I have to say I don't want you to be angry or disappointed, but here on this channel, we have no respect for what has happened under the reign of Donald Trump, including a deficit over $1 trillion, not building infrastructure, roads and bridges that everyone agrees is needed. No, to give tax breaks to his friends, someone who puts gun control manufacturers before children's lives. It is just simply not good enough. So you're not going to like the channel. Please move on. Okay, so here we go. The impeachment testimonies are going ahead at full pace. And I think they finished this week. It's a very accelerated process. So apart from the abuse of decorated veterans, the intimidation of Marie Yovanovitch and so forth, don't you love the way Trump blows up what they do to try and defend him all the time? They said the president was far too busy to be watching these. Okay. Then we had the Yeti's health report. So they must have brought in a very good vet. And we know that Trump likes to write his own reports, or at least dictate them. And the first thing that was said was he did not have chest pains. Code 4, he went for chest pains, because otherwise reports don't say that straight up like that. I mean, he gives himself away at every turn. So nonetheless, he's still in the big chair. So let's have a general look. The things I want to look at today were Giuliani's comment that if Trump disowns him, he has insurance. Said as a joke. These guys are so funny, aren't they? They're just hilarious. That he has really good insurance. So was that actually a veiled threat to the Yeti? Sondland, the phone call, I'm not going to actually cover that. We'll all see what transpires on your Wednesday, my Thursday. He's painted himself into a corner too. These guys are not smart. They really shouldn't be let out without minders. And he'll change his testimony. Maybe I should read on it. But what I want to read on too was, will Trump's tax returns finally be released? So, all right. Now, I've had lots of requests for Prince Andrew to do with the Epstein case. Now, he gave what is possibly the worst interview ever described by both sides in UK as a car crash. But no, I'm not going to read on him. Now, intrepid viewers may know, others may not. My heritage is Irish, and I'm sorry, I can't forgive the royal family for occupying my country as it was then, before migration, for 600 years. They've been there. So, no, I don't think people are born to rule. I don't think just because you've been given royal gonads, your children are the best people to rule the world. No, no, no. Not to mention the Irish famine, where half of the population either starved to death or was forced to immigrate while there were stockpiles of food in England. So please don't ask me to read on the royals, but it's not news about Prince Andrew. When I lived in the UK 40 years ago, he was called Randy Andy and was always inappropriate. So nothing new here. They've been covering up for him for 40 years, but I'm sure someone will read on it. So the first cab off the rank, Giuliani in that strange statement. Strange statement. Here we go. Okay, let me bring you down. Oh, they're at a crossroads with each other, Trump and Giuliani. Now, this is Giuliani's mini read. Wait till I adjust this screen. He's evaluating his situation. Look, there are mental health issues going on with Giuliani. There has to be. But it's too late, Rudy, to be doing this sort of evaluation of what you should and shouldn't be doing for this man. Behind him is the good life, the life of comfort, ease, recognition, fame. Now he's disappointed everyone doesn't love him, duh. But crossroads. So let's see, let me get the clarifiers. So was it a threat and has he got the dirt? Giuliani. Was it a warning to Trump and has he got the dirt? Warning to Trump and has he got the dirt? Look at those, thinking. Oh, yes. Yes, okay, interesting. This is him, see, he was evaluating. He's looking to see what's happening with these hearings and so forth, but he should be more concerned about Lev and Igor, as we know. He's finally thinking the brain hasn't been engaged for quite some time now, so good luck with that, Rudy. Unlike Trump, I suspect he can still afford a decent lawyer on his behalf. So this card lends itself to him realising now he has employed defence lawyers. They'll be thinking deeply about his next move. But this is affiliations. So I suspect there's deep questioning of this affiliation, but it hasn't told me yet, has he got the dirt on Trump? Has he got the dirt on Trump? An older woman and the consolation prize is some older woman actually is in a position to say to Giuliani, I have something on Trump. I wonder what that is. But he's definitely dragging in the net. He has got something. This is the consolation prize. If I go down, I'm not going down on my own. So that satisfies my curiosity. I'm sure he has got something significant on the Yeti. Now, let's have a look at the tax returns, shall we? I'll put these back in the pack just a moment. And so things are happening now at the speed of light. They dragged on and on and on, and now they're really rapid. So it looks like the first part of the impeachment will go ahead. Don't forget, Intrepid viewers, remember I was telling you about there is a call for a movement. So a date will be announced when the Dems are actually going to have their vote, which will obviously go the way of impeachment. And there's calls for a mass rally everywhere the day before that event. And then it goes to a Senate trial. And they've said they're not going to impeach. That'll be my next reading after this. I want to dedicate one maybe to that. What's going to happen with that? Really have a good look at the Senate trial. So in the meantime, Trump's tax returns, will they be released? Trump's tax returns. The whole is approved. Oh, interesting. The Republicans are active in keeping them under wraps as well. I hadn't realised that. Okay. This is Trump doing everything he can. These are all the applications for his tax returns, and this is him on the top of the hill, or at least his alleged representatives. So he's managed to do that for quite some time, hold everything up, literally, delay, delay, delay. Nancy. Hi, Nancy. I love it when your regular players turn up like this. So this is Nancy, I feel quite clearly. And she's going to quietly and steadily push on for the said returns. Now, these two cards are interesting. There's the lover's card, you know, pacts and deals over the reading. And this is my GOP card. It's interesting for Johnny from Tarot's Apprentice. This is his Dems card, but for me, it's the GOP card. So I think more GOP operatives have been instrumental in keeping this undercover. In other words, not just Trump and Jay Sekulow, etc. The Republican machine has actually been very active. Then there's the death card. So a lot of people have said once the tax returns come out, that'll be the end of Trump, at least in terms of public recognition. But I've always felt with the Yeti, it's death by 1,000 cuts, not one particular issue, but it would certainly be instrumental. And to give you heart on that conversation, I don't know if you can see on this camera, but death has literally trampled the king and the crown has fallen. So will this be Justice Roberts? Now, Linda G, the Comanche psychic. Big hello, Linda. You've done a great job with and without electricity and supporting Violetta. Thanks so much. Now, she has said for a long time, Justice Roberts is going to do the right thing. So I'm not reading on him per se. I'll leave that to her. But I'm interested if they'll come out in any form. Trump's taxes, will they come out in any form? Hidden agendas, Queen of Wands, the Magician. These are big cards. These are big cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 major arcana, meaning this is a big story. Okay, so will they be revealed? I think we could be looking at another whistleblower. It could be another whistleblower or a leak, hidden agendas coming to light. The Queen of Wands This could be a woman who reveals them. And the magician, this is a game changer. This is a game changer. So when you have the magician and the death card, so this is very important. Why they could be so important is not only do they reveal where he got his money, and the Sons have already revealed that, you know, the Russian sources, etc., but this will be confirmation of it. They're bound to reveal that the Yeti is actually broke, right? And the New York Times over a year ago, they got hold of something and they said he was over $1 billion in debt by the calculations of their investigative journalists at the time doing this issue. So it might blow apart those who think, oh, he's a great businessman. Okay, now I wasn't going to do Sondland, but now I am. And just have a little look here. How will I phrase the question, viewers? So Sondland first up virtually said he didn't know anything, and then he said he'd forgotten this and that when other people had proved it. Where is he at now? The worst $1 million he ever spent was getting that ambassadorship. And the restaurant call and all of that, as if every restaurant in Kiev, every major municipal outlet isn't bugged by the Russians. Of course it is. So is Sondland going to turn on Trump? He's battling all comers now. He gets the magician too. Victory at any cost. Ooh. He regrets things big time. So here we go. This is him batting away the questions, you know, just trying to get through that first testimony. Felt a bit guilty. I suspect family members are starting to get in his ear. He has to be strategic to save himself and what's left of his personal reputation. He too gets the magician. This is the thing we've got to remember, intrepid ones, that this whole awful theatre that is being played out is part of a bigger plan to transform America. If America had actually got Hillary as president, obviously it would not have been as stressful as this experience with Trump, but nonetheless her hands would have been tied every step of the way and so on, and she's very corporate and this and that. But this is a time for total transformation. The magician is about transformation. It's for those of you who have been watching Dave Johnson Moonride lately, he's talking a lot about this energy that's happening at the moment. It's like we're all heading for this portal that we need to break through to get to the other side of this mean-spirited madness, to get to the other side of this neoliberal experiment. Remember the neocons that came in with Reagan? So now they're the ones that sent all the jobs offshore to get cheap non-union labour in Asia and everywhere else. And now people are dealing with insecure jobs, kids not being able to leave home. Young people are not actually having kids at the same rate because they're so fearful and insecure. This is global I'm talking about, not just America. And you've got a health service on top of that that spends more than any other country on health to not deliver it. It's crazy stuff. Teachers are leaving in droves. They're very poorly paid, etc. There's no good putting a Band-Aid over this in the US, in the UK, in Australia, in Canada. It's got to be a total transformation. And ironically, this is on boring old Sondland, for it to turn up here says his testimony is a turning point. He's going to reveal, quelle surprise, that Trump was prepared to win at any cost. And as he said, didn't care about the Ukraine at all, just about the Bidens and all that. This is going to expose Trump. So it's not technically news to us, but it's important it comes out of his mouth. Now, why is he in this situation? Well, he got into bed with the devil, and we know how that ended up from the last viewing, didn't we? So until now, he's been chained to Trump. There is a possible interpretation of this reading is he's still chained to Trump and he might be too scared to speak and he might not speak. I have to say that, in fairness to these cards, that is another interpretation. Winning at any cost, in bed with the devil, chained there. But I don't think so. I think this is more important. Oh, I'm hearing Ivankas Taxes. Ivankas Taxes. Oh. Well, we'd have to have a look at that. Ivankas Taxes. Well, now I'm curious. Or wouldn't that send the Yeti off? If there was an expose of Ivanka's taxes. What's the story? Why do we need to know about Ivanka's taxes? Ivanka's taxes. Ivanka's taxes. Oh, light is going to be shone. Oh, dearie me. Oh. No wonder that's dropped into my ear. There is going to be light on this. And I think sooner rather than later. It's judgment. She will be judged for this. But Page of Cups, she's the junior player in the scenario, although she's an adult criminal in her own right, lest we forget. So there could be some deviousness or, some sort of mystery around them. It's possible we, the public, won't find this out, at least straight away. I think, but the end result is the Ten of Swords, not good for Ivanka. But what I'm feeling, putting that together with the judgment, but almost as though we're not hearing about it, if you were an IRS agent and you're assessing Ivanka'S tax returns and you find untoward things in there, you would be scared, would you not? That, oh my God, this is the precious one. Who am I to expose that? Do I really want these nasty guys on my case? I think they'd have to, it could be a whistleblower thing too. Could be underground. Like, I get the feeling it's someone saying it's above my pay grade to really stress about this. This is big stuff she should be hauled in for, but it's overwhelming for the person at that level who is dealing with it. And I don't think it can be pushed under the carpet with the sun. Therefore, we could find out something juicy. It is not good for Ivanka. Oh, that's fascinating. All right, viewers, thank you for sending me your pictures in your Intrepid viewer shirts. So remember, everyone, if you want to go and get an Intrepid viewer t-shirt, I'll put the link up, but don't pay more than $26.99 or whatever it is. Do not get sucked into their stupid promos and things. Okay, I love you guys. Speak soon. Bye.